Support the He podcast via a one-time donation, a monthly subscription from as low as $1, a lifetime membership, and purchase He's exclusive collection of merchandise. And for all other business inquiries at buymeacoffee.com/Rafi. Who is he? He is me. Hi, I'm Rafi Redzwan. This is he. Here is my chance to share some amazing stories with some amazing people that are inspiring to me. He celebrates everyday people of everyday life. He revolves around conversations that inspire others to change the world and make a difference in life, with a little bit of laughter and a whole lot of drama. Join me for personal stories and experiences on health and healing, successes and failures, recovery and discovery, anything relatable, and anything in between. He elevates us to rise again and live our very best life. Just so you know, you are not alone. He is with you. Okay. All
When
right.
you're ready.
We'll start all over again. Konon,
Okay. Yeah.
Eileen, how are you?
How are you doing again? Yeah.
Alin Anuar takes the leap to lead life's destiny on the big journey. In this episode, he leaps with Alin Anuar to break through the initiative of the Asian Atelier Empire, a social enterprise founded along with the Anuar Anis Foundation, helping to empower women. She reveals her latest projects include the upcoming establishment of Villanis in Marang, a curated type and experiential kind holiday destination on the east coast of Malaysia. The story lies single-mindedly to uncover the spectacle of the great lengths in the big journey, how she builds up her confidence to inspire others to build theirs, and maneuvers the course of adversities to take the little steps and start living the life she wants. It encompasses the tragic loss of a beloved father as the beginning of a sorrowful past, the rise of her success with her fashion label authentic to her identity, Chantiq Skaly, and the uptake of her fascination with the historical kebaya. This is her story. Hi, Alin.
Hello, Rafi. How are you?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm
Yes.
actually excited to be on your show.
So honored to have you here today.
The honor is all mine, Rafi. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And I think this conversation is so important to us as an everyday people, the struggle that we live in. Taking a leap in the big journey is something that we always, mistook or mislook, because I think a leap is a start to everything.
Hmm.
So in your journey, I think in this conversation, it's about you taking a leap, building up your confidence to inspire a lot of people in terms of building your own brand. Alin Anwar, you've done so many things. I see a lot that you have built in the past. You were one of my sponsors, or my apa, during my wedding, and you've done such a wonderful job in what you do, especially in design, and especially in revealing your authentic self. And this story is how you lead your life's big journey, how you turn your life around during difficult times, and what it means to take that step and to start living the life you want. Um, and I'm also curious about your fascination behind the historical kebaya. And I really do. I've never not once told that why you were fascinated by kebaya, but I think we want to dive into that too as well. So, what is your definition of a leap in the big journey?
So, Rafi, when I got this question, or when I'm asked of this big journey, it's always very difficult for me to actually summarize it. But let me try, okay?
Yeah.
It's really like, for me, is taking a journey on a road less traveled, What I mean here is something that people don't typically lalu jalani lah, okay? And my journey to find meaning, to find success, and to find happiness. So that's my definition of the leap in the big journey.
And what has led you to be on this journey? Like, what happened in the past for you to come up with that definition?
For me, right, when I was 16, um, my dad died. My mom was young. That she has six of us to care for,
Mm,
and because of his passing, things got a bit difficult for us financially.
yeah.
At the time, my focus was to study hard. I wanted to get a scholarship and go to uni, and I did. I went into uni, and in my first year, I realized the struggle that my mom is going through to bring us all up, and that she cannot afford us financially.
Mhm,
So I had to decide. I was in a crossroad. I needed to think whether I continue studying and focus on myself, or do I actually quit uni and step up and help her financially and take responsibility. So that's how I came about to this big leap. Okay. I dropped out
mm,
of uni.
mhm,
Yeah, the second year I did not continue. I dropped out of uni, but I had a plan. I found a college that I can pay on a monthly basis for the school fees. So I got a
mm,
part-time job to
mhm,
pay for my own studies, and that was only for a year because I graduated, and
mhm,
then I decided to return back to JP where my mom and my siblings were, so that I'm closer to them and I can find a job to help support them as well. So, and I was very lucky. I got a job in Singapore, so that was the
mm.
turning point. All right. So
Yeah.
yeah, working at an IT company, there was a lot of IT gigs. I made good friends, and we had a lot of time, like, getting to know one another, talking. And one day I told them about, what, one day my passion is actually to have a business, and my dream is to own a clothing brand specifically in kebaya. I even have the name at that time. I wanted to call it Chantiq Skaly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you were wondering, how did I get into kebaya? Why kebaya, right? As a kid, I saw my mom's wedding photo, like it was in an album, and she was wearing a red kebaya. She was so pretty. And I told her I want kebaya, and she said I was too young because I was like probably 8. So she said this isn't for your age. So I always remember that. I remembered that, and then when finally I turned like probably in my teens, like 14, she basically choose what I was going to wear for Raya, and I was like
Mm,
kebaya, and I could design them. So I got so excited because I got a lot of compliments. As a kid, you just get like
mm.
you feed on compliments. So I was like,
Yeah.
yay, finally got kebaya. And then I start to see my friends from Indonesia, whenever they attend functions, they'll be in their beautiful kebaya, and I wanted that, and that's why I'm so fascinated because everybody who wears kebaya they were always so pretty, cantik je all the time. So I always associate kebaya and beauty.
Yes. And I love how you are fascinated with it because you don't just carry the look so well. Alin Anwar is known for kebaya, for a well-designed custom kebaya, some other fusion kebaya. How is it doing now today, kebaya? Just to go through with it.
I have recently like had a meeting actually with a friend who actually did what kebaya with me. We
Mm-mm.
had a show before COVID in Penang in
Yeah.
2019 for the kebaya Peranakan Kebaya show in Penang, and I
Mm.
met up with her, and we were sharing about the progress of kebaya and what are the directions and how is it going. I'm actually very amazed that there are a lot of people like myself. They are younger and they are very into building kebaya as a brand or a lifestyle. So I
Yeah.
think it's actually in today's world, it,
Yeah.
people are becoming more appreciative of kebaya, and
Yeah.
you've seen this initiative about making kebaya and taking them to UNESCO level, and that's in Indonesia, right? Um,
Yeah.
you see that actually people appreciate kebaya as an art. So today, to answer to your question, I think it's
Yeah.
becoming a lot more relevant.
Having your own label at the time while you're still working, because I've known you working with corporate companies while running your own business. How do you juggle those two together?
When I started the brand, I started it back in December 1999. Um, at that time, as an online store. So it was pretty new for Asia to have online business at that time. But because I was based in Singapore and in IT company, I was supported and helped by my colleagues to set it up. Having my presence online and physically at work, it doesn't actually conflict, you see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was doing that for a while, and I take the same concept of managing my time up till today. So if I am doing my business, I made sure that it's not conflicting with my working time. So
Hmm.
it's fair. So I
Yeah.
guess it's got to be a bit more, you can like know how to basically like divide your time. It is
Yes.
possible.
From Chantiq Skaly, it led to another business ventures.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I see that you've done, more than just your clothing brand, Chantiq Skaly, but you also started up Asian Atelier. So how does that escalate to another? Like, how has it been while you are expanding from just a brand to literally an empire?
I was selling kebaya online. So in 1999, I was kind of like one of the pioneer at that time. I've got clients from all over, from US, UK, and Australia. So I was able to build my presence and money. And
Mhm.
I noticed that most of the orders were for weddings, right?
Yeah.
And that the point when I realized that wedding business is a huge opportunity, but I don't have the expertise nor the funds to do that. But I
Yeah.
have idea and I'm not afraid of hard work. So not long after, that's when I launched Asian Atelier, like you mentioned, because it's a company that would have this multi-brand and wedding services that I plan to build over time. So that's how I built that company. Back to this point, Rafi, right? When
Hmm.
when I built this business, it was not overnight. So
Hmm.
I did not have fundings. I did not have expertise in weddings, so I knew that, and I decided to do a bit of research and find out what kind of knowledge do I need to have to run a wedding planning business. And that's when I found out that there is a certification for it, and I took that. So that gave me knowledge and certification in wedding planning.
Hmm.
And yeah, with all this lack of funding, I I actually thought of a way to create a win-win situation between me and partners. So I started to look for skilled seamstresses, or I started to train youth and individuals to work with me, and I offer them on a project basis kind of model. So that helped me grow the business over the years.
Yes, and I see that you have Anuar Anis Foundation, and in that program, I think it is very impressive about helping people, especially homemakers.
This foundation was actually set up because I wanted to give back to the community
Yeah.
and to animal shelters, because I am an animal lover. I now make sure that whatever that I actually gain is meant to be shared, lah, put it that way. So
Hmm.
I believe in this kind of sharing economy model. So I launched initially when the business was small. I launched that, but we gave a part of our profit to animal shelter. And then as the business grew, we have more customers and more businesses. I started a program young where we train homemakers or the underserved youth on
Mm.
kebaya making, and we also train in wedding planning. I have a team of people today. They are my partners to me.
Yeah.
They're trained, they're given certification. Once they're ready, they are able to run their own business if they need to. So that is my program of how I
Wow.
give back lah, to the community.
Yes. I'm impressed. I was just reading it and I'm like, wow. I'm I, I was because I'm a homemaker now.
Mm,
Um Not that I'm a woman, tapi I know how women feel now. Not having that financial freedom
mm,
because what's mine is mine because I'm not working.
mm-hmm.
So if they don't do stuff like this, they don't, find a way to, grow themselves or protect themselves even, this program is something to look into.
For example, if you know kebaya making, I
Hmm,
I can share with you. I
hmm,
had a dream. I love kebaya, right? It's out of
hmm,
passion. But to become a designer at that time, right, they will always ask me the question, so are you so which college did you go to learn designing and things like that? And I I struggle to explain to people because it comes from passion, and I also
yeah,
have an idol which is Anna Avanti. She's a big name in Indonesia for
hmm,
kebaya. She's a kebaya designer,
hmm,
and when I heard that she was doing a workshop in Jakarta to basically train a little bit about kebaya making, I just went Jakarta to be under her traineeship, right? Like her under her training too. So and that's how I learned, and that's how I built my confidence in designing and making kebaya.
hmm,
Now, the point here I'm trying to make is that if
hmm,
you really want to do something, you have to go get them. Pergi masuk university, then after university you graduate, then you pergi kerja, you know, that kind of straightforward tu tak semestinya. And if
hmm,
you want to go into designing, if you cannot
hmm,
afford a designing school, you can do a technical training, right? That's what I did, a technical
hmm,
training. As long as you are able to sharpen passion into a skill, and then you can actually start uh, selling and starting your business. So that is
yeah.
the point lah yang I'm trying to make.
Yeah. And on top of that, I think the mentality has to change too. I think a lot of people, when it comes to skill training, like embarrassed to do it because, oh, it's this, it's that. You have to change that mentality because it doesn't necessarily mean if you are graduated from somewhere, it gives you a status or something that the only way to make money is by getting an education. Education is important, but this is another options in life where you need to think that it is something for people. If they like it, they should do it.
Yeah,
um I'm in a family who all of them, I think, especially on my dad's side, all of them are working in a corporate companies. And then when it comes to businesses kan, diorang macam, you tak kerja, or you buat ni, buat tu, like they look
mm,
down on me.
yeah,
So I salute when people who have the desire to go to these courses and just do it and start a business out of it.
yeah, and I
Kan?
think it's important. Yeah, it's important to know what you want, and this is the thing where others should not
Hmm.
be defining you. So basically, they can say what they want, but it does
Yeah.
not have to be absorbed by you. Basically, you can let that pass. Yang
Yeah.
important is like what is it that you want, your path, your journey. Focus on that. Don't
Yes.
don't go and then get affected by others.
When you grow from Chantiq Skaly to Alin Anuar today, how do
Mm-hmm,
you eventually mm, get investments to grow? Because you did mention earlier that it was difficult to start with in the beginning because financially you were challenged, and then
mm-hmm,
And then, of course, to expand, you don't just require those skills, but you also need funding. How does that happen to you?
I never got funding, Rafi, until today.
Mm,
So this model that I started the first time with online business, or the model that I actually implemented was a pre-order model. And I had a partner that I went to look for her. She was in Bukit Tinggi in
mm,
Indonesia,
mm,
where they
mm,
make Nyonya Kebaya. This is back in 1999, 2000, right? I met kind of like an exhibition booth. I spoke to her. I said, I'm going to start it. I have started at the time, this online Kebaya website. I need products, but I don't have the funding. Uh, can we work out something as a partner where it's like a consignment basis and I can take photos and try to sell, and that the profit will be split between us, right? And that's how I actually did the first time, the first round, and I continue doing the same model for the next phase of Chantiq Skaly, which was in bridal. So I went to look for seamstresses, skilled ones in Indonesia, in Cambodia, and
mm,
even in Malaysia. So I work out a partnership. Basically, it's like a collaborative partnership. I design, they make, we sell, we split.
mm, mm,
So there was never really the need for me to have a large investment. And every time I earn anything out of my business, I will keep uh, and invest the money. And to date, I have bought like 5 properties from the business. So I
mm,
always focus on keeping the money and buying property, so that is it's the investment of the business. And if I need any kind of like funding every time, or the type like what do you call it, macam duit for me to use for marketing or whatever, I would
yeah.
take it from my savings of the business. So every time the business, I will make sure that I will keep and save. That's how it is.
It's impressive, and I see that you are Villanis is a project you're working on.
Yeah, that's the new one.
Yeah,
So that's the latest. I think it's a retirement plan for me.
I
I
like it. I like that a lot.
I so fell in love sangat. I
Uh,
love East Coast. I fell in love with it. I
yeah.
have a dream now that
Uh,
the Villanis is I found a piece of land in 2020, and it is located in a very nice kampung in Marang. Kampung Jambu Bongko is a tourism kampung.
yeah.
So I got that piece of land, and actually, like always, the two of us, we always like we went through a lot, right? When
Yeah.
my dad died, and we are like a tag team, always working together closely to help support our siblings, right? Yeah, our younger siblings, school and stuff. So when this happened, it's like it's again our project together. So we made a house that has got like the left and right wing kind of model, where we intend to create this villa as a retreat, like curated type and experiential kind of holiday. It could be for bachelorette party, could be for engagement, anything cute and small.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's an amazing location. And I have also started to make friends with other villa owners on that particular stretch of road in Jalan Dungun. So my plan is
Nice.
one day I want to develop this Jalan Dungun to become the next holiday destination road. Like how like when you go to Port Dickson, it's a whole
Mm-hmm.
stretch of nice
Mm-hmm.
eatery, nice hotel, and I hope one day that's what will apa this Jalan Dungun will be, and without
Yeah.
compromising dia punya natural elements or the nature of it lah. Not too much
Mm-hmm.
of development. It's just nice. That's my
Do
plan.
you wonderful? And do you know when we can expect the opening of Villanis?
I hope Villanis will be ready end of the year in terms of furnishing. So I'll
Mhm.
open and launch it by the first quarter next year with an event, hopefully. Because I'm a wedding services, kan? I'm wedding planner, wedding organizer. So I have I've already spoken to a couple of people. We could
Mhm.
start with an event, a wedding related event to launch. You're
Mm.
absolutely welcome to go there and check out
Yes,
my
yeah.
my new baby.
I would love to, because that is the road I go back to my in-laws, so
Oh,
definitely I can go drop down and see,
okay.
what it looks like.
I can't wait. We're gonna have a lot of fun sebenarnya. And
Yeah, yeah,
there's a lot of things to do there, kan?
yeah,
There's
yeah,
food is good, memang
yeah.
best.
And so happy to hear all this because, wow, I think Eileen, I've known you for more than what, 15, 20 years?
Yeah.
I
When I
think
had
it's
less
about that
wrinkle,
time
I was tiny.
when I have hair.
Oh, really?
No,
You don't
my hair's
have?
no, my hair's
When
receding.
we
I have a patch now in the back. I'm not
okay,
feeling
yeah,
good about it, but I'm okay.
no, but we are like still fabulous. Remember that always.
Yes, always, exactly. And then I've known you that long, and I've known you to be working so hard, and that you're very determined and very passionate about what you do. And are you still juggling full-time work and business, or are you full-on business now?
I'm still the same. I'm still
So the same?
the doing corporate as well as my
Mhm.
business. So
Wow,
in fact,
wow.
my job role got a lot more bigger, but it's still in business, corporate, but I'm in commercial and sales. So that is business.
Mhm.
That you always see me, La Refi, I always
Yeah,
am a
yeah.
planner and then I execute.
Yes, and time management, I think in this journey is key and what we can learn from it too. And listening to this story, now I remember how I think I met your sister about 20 years ago. And I can see this in this story now. Like you and your sisters are, the Powerpuff Girls. The-
Nak kata unlucky bukan unlucky, but
no.
we had a good life when my dad
Yeah.
was alive, and then it was a sudden death, kan? It was untimely, and we really had to pivot. We had to change our route, from going
Mm,
straight forward to not. I told you that my life was sad because
mm,
I wasn't ready at that age to work, at 19 and do business or work and education, right? A lot of people today, their education is paid for by their parents. They don't really need to think about working. I had
mm,
I had to wake up really early. I have to go to work and I have to study. And actually, that's the reason today I know how to manage my time. I think
mm-hmm,
I'm quite
mm-hmm.
used to it.
Yeah.
And maybe at that time I felt like how unlucky of me, like how unlucky. Uh, my friends are talking about finishing their semester and going on holiday. I'm thinking about paying bills and
Mm-hmm,
making sure that we have enough money to eat. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? The
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Uh, but but today I think I can say that whatever that path, crossroad, the choice that I had made, um, was was actually good for me. It was a necessary thing.
What are the challenges you face today, and how do you overcome it?
The challenge of number one was always that self doubt. Is it like, are you actually skilled, Alin? Do you know what you're doing? That kind of
If
question. That's the
even
first
at this
challenge with
stage,
myself. Uh,
even at this
even
stage, the
even at
successful
this
Alin
stage,
Anuar, you still have self doubt, yeah?
when I was younger, I was a lot more like gung ho. My confidence, uh, apa we fake it till we make it kind of person. Today, I would be a bit
Yeah.
more calculated. Like the risk I will take is a lot more calculated because I have a lot more to lose, financially, right? So if the challenge for me now is a competition. There's a lot, and I invest and spend so much money in marketing, or I just continue my passion and serve,
Yeah.
a very niche market. So which one, right?
Yeah.
And I actually realized that it's my challenge, but how I overcome it is actually not afraid to embrace it. I now have a
Mhm.
team of digital content. You start to see it in 2024 as my wedding business progress. You start to see a lot of these Gen Z touches and all the, trying to be aligned to the current trend. So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be the current challenge for me because of my age. But adopt and adapt.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yes, I agree. I agree.
mm,
I think we, as at this age, we need to, because we we may have lived longer than them, but
mm.
I think we shouldn't discount their, you know, being that generation. We shouldn't, because they sometimes know more than we do.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
definitely leave it to the
Yes.
team that,
Yeah.
to me, the experts, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to commercial, financial, they
Hmm.
can come to me to handle
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we collaborate.
Yeah. We collaborate. Yeah. Indeed.
Mm. We
Because I know
collaborate.
there are issues in some places where seniority is still a thing. You know,
Mm,
I think we
mm.
should respect people who have experience, and then we
Yep,
who are experienced should respect people who we collaborate with, be
yep,
older or younger. That's it. I think it's about being
absolutely.
respectful. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
we can thrive, survive, and thrive. Thrive can mean so many things, Aline. Thrive
yeah,
can mean you have a peace of mind, can be
mm,
successful in whatever success means to you,
yes.
right?
And continue to reinvent yourself. When you continue to reinvent yourself, you will really feel alive. So that's
Yeah.
how I think. That's how I
Yeah.
think.
What is your defining moment really in this journey?
All my younger siblings are now um, have their own families, and I now have nephew and nieces. So that was, um, I guess, when I saw that all of us are actually now today happy and stable. We're no longer struggling like how we used to when we were younger.
Hmm.
Um, can I say like that is my defining moment, because I
Hmm.
realize now that okay, my purpose of all of that I did 20 over years ago, today it's actually paying off. I'm actually now seeing everybody stable, and we're okay.
Yes. Wow. 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 Are they your source of strength too in this journey?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
without us, without them, I don't think I'll get through it. I did try actually, Refi, the first year when when after my dad died, I went to
Hmm.
uni first year away from them in KL. I felt lonely. I wasn't okay. And I think when I made that decision to go back to JB, from that point onwards, memang susah, but it was okay.
Hmm.
And they were you know, my source of strength.
How did you grieve at the time? It's so hard to deal with loss, I think, and especially a loss of parent or family members. How did you grieve? It sounds to me like you were like a big sister in this journey. Like you had to make that decision, and you did just say to me that you were actually sad. Like you were sad, but you didn't show much in that sadness, but you take that decision to grieve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You make that decision, that very hard decision to quit and then to start business. It was very sad to hear that, you'd lost your father.
I didn't grieve. Refia, as in to process. I didn't process. I
Ah,
think I felt like I didn't have time to process. We
uh-huh,
had too
uh-huh.
much problem to think about.
Okay.
Um, too big, too big of a problem to
Mm-hmm.
really digest what happened,
I
and too
understand.
fast as well. Like, um, if you ask me today, how did
Mm-hmm.
I grieve? And
Mm-hmm.
understanding the process of grieving at this age now,
Yeah.
after actually, I'll be honest, I
Mm-hmm.
went to see a therapist pretty recently to
Mm-hmm.
understand and digest this. So I kind of understand what it means to
Mm-hmm.
process grieving. And I actually, to answer to your question, I did not process anything at that time. I
Mm-hmm.
went straight to work. I went straight to solving problems, others' problems, and focusing on the family.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I I think it took a toll on me much later in life, because th- there wasn't. It's very difficult when anyone mentioned my dad or my dad's
Yes.
name. Even as we speak right now, I feel like, oh
Yes.
my God, please don't make me cry.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was hard. So that's why I'm so glad today all the hard work Rifi, semua kerja yang I buat,
Mm-hmm.
it paid off. I
It does.
think he would be very proud. He wanted me to graduate and become a banker, like
Oh.
graduate in banking and finance. And I'm thinking I never did any of that. Dad, sorry. Yeah,
You are CFO now.
CFO of my own company.
Exactly. With 5 properties,
CFO.
with a
I'm a CFO.
you're more than CFO. I think with all your
Yeah.
business ventures, I think you've done far well than just becoming a banker. He will be proud of you.
Yeah, I hope so. I think
Yeah.
so. I think so. Mm.
Have you gotten any regrets?
Looking back, I do
Uh,
not have any regrets. Though.
well done.
Of course lah, masa tu as a kid, I thought, you know what,
Yeah.
doomed. Tak habis uni, can't have a job, you know. So I thought that would be a regret later, but now at this age, I'm 44 now, so tak ada, no regret. I was actually happy for whatever that I did.
What is your most valuable lesson in life?
Tadi, I think I mentioned to you about how before my dad died, we had a good life, lah, stable. You know,
Mhm.
I have friends yang come from wealthy families, right? And I malu, you know, at that time as a kid, with not having money and comparing myself to their life. They're going to college and nice college and going overseas to further their studies. So I was comparing myself all the time. In fact, it made me feel so bad. Like, and that's the one valuable lesson if I can tell my younger self: do not
Mm.
compare yourself to others. Do not benchmark this like other people to your life. You have your own journey. You have to focus on yourself. And you need to know what you want in life, and that's what you go after. And that's it. That's how you build your
Yeah.
confidence.
Well, before we end this conversation, Alin, what are
Mhm.
your hopes and dreams for yourself, for the people you know, for the business, and for the world?
My hope that whatever we spoke about today in this podcast means something to someone and will help people in general. And my dream, I hope that, I can continue building my businesses and helping others at the same time, providing opportunities and income for them, right?
Yeah.
Through it's a form of a social enterprise model. So I hope to continue doing so, and that maybe one day uh, I have the right person that I can hand over my business to. That's my hope and dream.
I'm so proud of you, Alin. You are an inspiration to me. I pray
Thank
that,
you. Lakshmi.
you know, everything goes well for you. Wish you all the success in the world and the happiness and the love you deserve. Thank you for helping me in this journey, coming on my show and talk about Your story, it's so honest, and you brought me to tears listening to this conversation, and I
That's
hope
sweet. I wish na nangis again. Thank you so much.
thank you. I hope we will be here for each other for for the longest time to the day we die.
Yes,
Yes,
inshallah. Thank you so much,
inshallah.
Ricky.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to He. A new episode is available every Thursday, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We'd love to hear from you. Follow me on social media at Rafi Rizwan and at He Podcast for all the updates and behind the scenes. Once again, thank you for listening to He with Rafi Rizwan.